Have you ever noticed your dog staring at you while they eat? Not just a quick glance, but a deep, quiet stare. Their eyes lift slowly from the bowl, their chewing slows, and for a moment it almost feels like they're studying you. Some dog owners laugh it off. Others feel a little uncomfortable, and some even wonder, is my dog waiting for something? Are they asking for more food? But what most people don't realize is that this small moment at the food bowl can reveal something far deeper about your dog's emotions. Because when a dog looks at you while eating, they're not just reacting to food, they're reacting to you asterisk. And hidden inside this behavior are clues about trust, instinct, and the invisible bond between a dog and the person they love. Many dog owners misunderstand this moment completely. They assume their dog is begging or being greedy or even guarding their food, but in reality, the meaning can be far more emotional than that. Dogs carry thousands of years of instinct inside them. Even the most gentle house dog still carries the memory of survival from their ancestors. Food for a dog is not just a meal, it is safety, it is survival, and sometimes it is connection. When a dog eats in the wild, they rarely relax completely. Their senses stay alert, their ears move constantly, their eyes check the environment. Because eating is also one of the moments when they are most vulnerable. So when your dog lifts their eyes and looks directly at you while eating, something fascinating may be happening inside their mind. In many cases, that look is a quiet question. Are we safe? And if you're calmly sitting nearby, not reaching for the bowl, not interrupting their meal, your presence becomes something powerful. You become the signal that everything is okay. This is why some dogs glance at their owner repeatedly while eating. They are checking the emotional environment. It's their way of confirming that the moment is peaceful. But here's something even more interesting. Some dogs don't just glance, they stare. And this behavior surprises many dog owners once they understand what it really means. For certain dogs, especially those deeply bonded with their owner, eating becomes more than survival. It becomes a shared moment. Just like humans often enjoy meals with people they trust, dogs sometimes feel calmer when their favorite person is nearby during feeding time. Your presence lowers their stress levels. Your scent signals familiarity. Your calm body language reassures them that no threat exists. So when they look at you while chewing, it may simply be a quiet way of saying, "I'm comfortable because you're here." But there is another behavior connected to this moment that most dog owners completely miss, and it happens right before the staring begins. Some dogs pause before eating. They sit. They look at their owner, and only after a moment do they begin their meal. To many people, this just looks like obedience, but emotionally, something deeper may be happening. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to routines and social cues. If a dog has learned that food comes from you, then the act of eating may still feel like a shared experience. They wait for a signal, a feeling, even just your attention. And when they finally begin eating, those occasional looks toward you are like silent acknowledgments, almost like saying thank you in the only way they know how. But not all staring during meals is about comfort. Sometimes it reveals something else, something rooted in a dog's instincts about protection. Imagine a dog who grew up competing with other animals for food, or a rescue dog who once had to defend their meals. Even if they now live in a safe home, part of their brain still remembers that survival instinct. So when they eat, their eyes may occasionally scan their surroundings. If they look toward you during those moments, it's not always anxiety. Often it's simply awareness. They are monitoring the environment. And because you are the most important presence in their world, their eyes naturally return to you. But there is one particular reason dogs stare while eating that surprises almost every dog owner the first time they hear it. And we'll get to that in a moment. Because first, there's another small behavior many people overlook completely. Sometimes while eating, a dog will slow down and then suddenly stop chewing for a second while looking at their owner. Not growling, not tense, just watching. This behavior can actually be a form of communication. Dogs constantly read human body language. If you move suddenly, stand up, or approach them, they may pause to understand your intention. They're asking a silent question. Are you coming closer? Is something changing? And once they realize nothing is happening, they calmly return to eating. These small pauses reveal how closely dogs observe the humans they live with. They are not just eating. They are constantly reading the emotional atmosphere around them. And if you're enjoying learning these hidden signals your dog might be sending you, take a moment to like this video. Because the more we understand our dogs, the stronger the bond between us becomes. Now here's something many dog owners never realize. Some dogs stare at their owner while eating for a reason that has nothing to do with food itself. It has to do with love. And this next behavior surprises most dog owners when they first notice it, because it reveals something incredibly touching about how dogs see the humans they trust. But to understand it, we need to look at what happens inside a dog's brain when they feel safe. And that's where the story becomes even more fascinating. Because sometimes when your dog lifts their eyes from the bowl and looks directly at you, they're not checking for danger. They're checking for connection. And once you notice the next behavior, you may never look at feeding time the same way again. When a dog truly trusts someone, something remarkable happens inside their brain. Their body relaxes. Their breathing slows, and their brain releases a hormone often called the bonding chemical. The same hormone humans release when they hug someone they love. Researchers have discovered that dogs experience this chemical surge when they make eye contact with their owners. In other words, when your dog looks at you, they may actually be strengthening the emotional bond between you. And this brings us back to that quiet moment at the food bowl. Imagine your dog chewing slowly, then lifting their eyes, looking directly at you for just a second. In that tiny moment, something deeper than instinct may be happening. Your dog might simply be reconnecting with you. Even while eating, for deeply attached dogs, their owner is not just the person who provides food. You are their emotional anchor, their safe place, their family. So even during something as simple as a meal, their attention naturally returns to you. And sometimes the meaning becomes even clearer when we notice what happens right after that stare. Some dogs wag their tail slightly while eating, others blink slowly. A few will even walk away from the bowl for a moment and approach their owner before returning to finish their meal. These small actions reveal something important. Food matters to dogs, but the relationship with their human matters even more. And there's another fascinating behavior many owners experience during feeding time. Some dogs will only eat if their owner is nearby. If the person leaves the room, the dog suddenly stops eating. Then the moment the owner returns, the dog continues their meal. At first glance, this might seem strange. Why would a dog stop eating when food is right in front of them? But emotionally, the answer is surprisingly simple. Eating alone may feel uncomfortable. Remember, in the wild, eating is a vulnerable activity. Many animals prefer to eat near trusted members of their group. For a domestic dog, their human family becomes that group, so your presence during feeding time may feel reassuring. Your dog isn't just enjoying the meal, they're enjoying the safety of sharing the moment with you. But there's another behavior related to staring during meals that many owners misinterpret, and it happens when a dog suddenly freezes for a second while holding food in their mouth. They look up, completely still, almost like they're waiting. Many people assume this means the dog is guarding their food, but in reality, it often means the dog is carefully observing you. Dogs constantly monitor human reactions. If you've ever taken food away during training or occasionally added something tasty to their bowl, your dog may be watching to see what happens next. Their stare is not always defensive. Sometimes it's curiosity, sometimes anticipation, and sometimes it's simply attention. Because dogs are masters of reading the people they love, but here is the behavior that surprises dog owners the most. And once you notice it, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Some dogs stare at their owner while eating, not because they are worried, curious, or protective, but because they have learned something powerful. They have learned that asterisk looking at you matters. Think about how many times you've made eye contact with your dog. You smile, you speak to them, you pet them. Over time, your dog learns that eye contact creates connection. It brings attention, affection, communication. So even during meals, their instinct is to look at the person who matters most in their world. It's not always a signal of need. Sometimes it's simply habit formed by love, and that realization changes how many owners view these small moments. Because suddenly that quiet stare during dinner doesn't feel strange anymore, it feels meaningful. It becomes one of the many silent conversations that happen every day between dogs and their humans. Conversations that don't require words, just presence, just understanding. Dogs live in a world built on subtle signals. A glance, a pause, a tail movement. These tiny actions reveal emotions most people never notice. But when owners start paying attention, something beautiful happens. They begin to see their dog differently, not just as a pet, but as a thinking, feeling companion trying to communicate in the only language they know. And feeding time becomes more than a routine. It becomes one of the many quiet rituals that strengthen the bond between you. A moment where trust, safety, and connection all exist in the same space. So the next time your dog looks up at you while eating, pause for a second. Notice their eyes, notice their body language, and remember that behind that small behavior may be something deeper than you realized. It might be instinct, it might be awareness, or it might simply be the silent expression of trust. A reminder that in your dog's world, you are more than the one who fills the bowl. You are the center of their safety, the heart of their pack, and the one presence that makes everything feel okay. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden meanings behind your dog's behavior, there's another fascinating signal many owners misunderstand completely. Some dogs do something very unusual right before they fall asleep near their owner. And once you understand why they do it, you'll never see that behavior the same way again. So make sure to watch the next video on this channel, because your dog may already be trying to tell you something you haven't noticed yet.